The Hamptons are rich in unparalleled natural beauty. Beaches that stretch for miles, marshes and harbors teeming with birds and wildlife of all varieties, vistas that will take your breath away or restore your weary soul. The Hamptons are rich in the poetry of small-town life, and rich in community, that almost forgotten sense of fellowship that is easily lost in the big city. Located on the South Fork of the eastern end of Long Island, the Hamptons are made up of the villages of West Hampton Beach, Quogue, Hampton Bays, Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton, Sag Harbor, Sagaponack, Wainscott, East Hampton, Amagansett, and Montauk. The call of the Hamptons is heard year-round, although most people come during the summer season, beginning with Memorial Day and ending Labor Day.
Hi, I'm Roy Scheider, and it's Memorial Day, and it's Sagaponack, where I live, and I wouldn't want to be any other place in the world.
This year has seen publicity generated on the Hamptons like never before. Feature segments on the Hamptons have been aired by almost every television network, and major motion pictures have chosen the Hamptons as the perfect location. You'll even find an abundance of reading material on the area, in the area.
And this place has a very, very rich history. You know, it's been a cradle of the arts for almost 100 years now. Writers, painters, musicians, now filmmakers. And then, of course, it's got all that excitement of the 4-month summer resort season where everything gets turned on its ear and then it's filled up with strangers and there are hundreds of benefits and all sorts of fascinating things that it's hateful and it's wonderful and it's amazing and it's awful. And then all that disappears and it's back to this really glorious place, which is quite empty most of the year, but don't tell anybody. And the Hamptons has become a stage for Nouvelle society to show itself off. These people are only like second or third generation Americans. The only way that they can define their status is through possessions. A restaurant reservation in the Hamptons becomes of desperate importance. Then there's a whole other world out here that these new people never get to see. And those are the real aristocrats. Those are the people with inherited wealth whose families have been out here for generations and generations, and they all belong to the Maidstone Club. And the two hardly ever see each other. They just pass on this 2-lane highway called the Montauk Highway that drives everybody so crazy. Up until, I'd say, 5 years ago, Montauk Highway has been the dividing line, the status dividing line of north and south of the highway. Because the area south of the highway is, of course, so much narrower, and it's become very, very much more expensive. And with it, there's a whole mythology that goes south of the highway. It's supposed to be 10 degrees cooler south of the highway. I once heard somebody say that because of the cars on the highway and the exhaust, there was a wall that went up of air that kept the coolness towards the beach. So, and then there's supposed to be no bugs south of the highway, which of course isn't true. There are mosquitoes south of the highway, none more privileged than the mosquitoes north of the highway. The real Hamptons existed here. It started in Southampton in 1640, and then East Hampton came in 1648. And everything between those two, including Montauk, of course, is the real Hamptons. You have to go over the Shinnecock Canal for it to really be the Hamptons. The Hamptons will always be the biggest resort community of the summer of anywhere in the world.
The summer season is a social whirlwind of benefits and galas, all for incredibly worthy causes. You'd have to be a superhuman to hope to attend even a third of all the exciting events. The Hamptons International Film Festival, a week-long event held annually in October, draws filmmakers and film enthusiasts from across the country and around the world. Screenings are held every day with celebrity guest speakers such as Steven Spielberg and Richard Dreyfuss. The opening and closing galas are lavish affairs, catered by the area's best restaurants.
Place to be. And there's no other place like East Hampton and the Hamptons International Film Festival.
Don't miss this year's festival. October is the month to be in the Hamptons. The Retreats cocktail party, held at select private estates in the Hamptons each year in July, draws quite a crowd. The party evolves around a different theme annually, and a good time is always had by all in high Hamptons style. Fine dining has been a part of the Hamptons tradition for over half a century. the abundance of fresh seafood and local produce have combined to make for a wide variety of enjoyable dining experiences, ranging from the informal backyard cookout to a wide selection of world-class restaurants available to residents and visitors alike. Fine dining in the Hamptons came of age in the 1950s when Honoré Soulet opened his summer restaurant on James Lane in East Hampton, bringing with him his mastery of elegant cuisine made famous at New York's La Pavilion, followed in short order by other notable chefs, among them Pierre Franet, Michael Field, and of course Craig Claiborne, food editor of the New York Times. The gastronomical experience matured into one where the finer nuances of food preparation complemented the expectations of an increasingly sophisticated market. Gladly, these East End pioneers have left their mark. In this segment, you'll see some of the great chefs of the Hamptons at work and meet some of the restaurateurs who impart their style and personalities into their establishments.
Hello, I'm Elaine DiGiacomo, and my husband Christian Mier. We're the owners of the Stone Creek Inn, which we opened 3 years ago here in East Quogue.
We start at the Stone Creek Inn in East Quogue on Montauk Highway. Purchased in 1996 and completely renovated by its new owners, we asked them what brought them to the Hamptons.
I summered here as a child in West Hampton, and we spent a lot of time out here while we were dating and loved the area. Christian's coming from a small town in France, so he really appreciates the country. I tend to like city life, but we both agreed that it would be a great life for us to be here and to have the sea and fresh air. Since everyone knows you work a lot of hours in the restaurant business, it's nice to be able to enjoy the nature a little bit.
Chef Christian Mier's cuisine is influenced by his French roots. The menu changes with the seasons, but standards such as his Scotch salmon is a popular year-round offering. His signature lobster and pumpkin dish is carefully prepared and artfully presented. The dining experience is enhanced by the elegant surroundings and attentive staff.